Why is it so dark? Peace, YouTube. I know this is a late live. Why is it so dark? It's all of a sudden really dark. I'll wait until you check it. I know that you don't know I'm going live. I don't know if you can hear me while I'm live. So I'll wait until you kind of. Let me see if you can. The lighting is shoddy, y'all. It is what it is. Can you guys hear and see me? Let me see if you can hear. I know people are checked in. There's 3. I'll wait. I may have to make another live. So I'll wait. Because you don't know I'm doing a live right now. Just let me know if you're in and you can see me. I can't let the others know when I'm going on. It's been intense and the attacks have been crazy. So check on in. Hey, my lovies. Hello, hello. Check on in. Hey, Teresa. Teresa, I saw your message. It wasn't that. There were things going on and I couldn't even address it. So check on in. I'll wait until you guys check it out. I'm sorry that I kind of went MIA for a little bit. There's a lot going on. Hey, my lovies. Hi. Hey. The lighting is crazy. I don't know why. I don't even think I have light. I don't think I have light in here. Hold on now. I'm sorry. You know, it's like back in the days when I was in the car. I'm in the car. Check on in. Again, I'm sorry. I kind of went MIA. Seattle was good. So check on in. You know it's good when I got my Dutch brothers. There's a lot going on. And the attacks are intense. And I won't give them more power than they deserve because they're a bunch of animals and savages. But this topic's probably important. I forgot what the title was. It's like, what did I say? Segregation, resegregation from the real blacks. Check on in, y'all. I'll wait until people know I'm here. And again, I'm gonna re-apologize. I apologize for not coming on. There were things going on in the back lane, a lot of attacks. Big up to the super soldier who I just had contact with. And she's amazing. I don't want to put her name, I don't want her getting attacked. And we're gonna kind of talk about, and also I'm gonna add in the memorandum. The memorandum I talked about that the government made regarding the relations between so-called African Americans and African diaspora. It's really horrific, y'all. And I want to wait to talk. Also, the fog. The fog has some sort of bioweaponry. Oh, let me put my statement in here before YouTube bans me. I am insane. I am mentally ill. This is a skit. This is a comedy skit. This isn't real. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a witch doctor. I'm not a voodooist. I'm not an obiist. I am, a jokester. I'm not real. I'm actually a trans. I'm a trans frog, panda, bird, Jewish man. Did you get that? Listen again because I'm covering all the bases. I'm a trans frog, panda, bird, Jewish man. So if you call me anti-Semite, I'm going to have to sue you because I am a trans Jewish man. Okay? So I'm covering all bases. Did I get every species? Wait. Hold on. I'm a trans... Wait a second. I would... Okay, wait. Wait. Yo, wait, hold on. Did I get it? Did I get it, y'all? I'm just saying, okay. Just make sure I covered. Did I cover all bases, y'all? Just making sure. Wait. Deranged black man. Wait. Okay, wait. Oh, wait. Yeah, I gotta say deranged, but okay. So I'm a trans frog, panda, bird, Jewish man, and a deranged black man as well. Okay? I got it all in. So if they come in here, listen, if anybody says anything, but she told you she was insane. She told you she was a Jewish man and a deranged black man. She told you she was a bird, a panda, and a frog. So I'm hitting all of them, y'all. So if someone says, oh, FleurBrun is insane. Well, she told you she was insane. She told you she was mentally ill and it was a comedy skit. She told you she wasn't a doctor and a priestess and whatever. Okay, so, okay, come on in. I got all the bases covered, y'all. If they mess with you, you are trans, everything. And listen, I am part of the LGBTQRSTWXYZ crew. So by that nature, I am protected by all the insane, mentally ill governmental officials that are propagating all this. I'm protected. Okay? You could be crazy with me. We could be crazy together. Okay? I've got my Dutch brothers. Let's get in. I'm waiting until we get to 500 so we can get it in, y'all. Okay? I know it's been a while. I apologize for not being in. The attacks are insane. The super soldier, she is the bomb.com. I've got so much information. And the memorandum that is going on in Africa. We're going to talk about the diaspora in Africa, what the Willy Wonka is doing over in Gaza. We're going to talk about all of it. Yahoo and the pooping President Biden are disgusting. And I don't even know if they're real. Do you even know if they're real? Is Yahoo real? I haven't met him. Have you? He's over in Rwanda trying to get the Africans to let him in that country, telling them that he can make the cows give more milk. Listen, honey, stay out of Africa, because that's the problem why we have issues in Africa to this day. You call in the brown people African American, but then when they try to go to Africa, you're trying to kill them. So what do you want? You want our organs? Do you want to keep thinking that we're going to let you parasite off of the melanin and the organs, you bastards? They're sickos. They're raping women and children. They're eating organs of children. They were trafficking little brown 9-year-olds in freaking Gambia. That's why they killed the women, because the African American women that took the idea that they were African, went back to Africa and started to blow the spot on you perverts, going there raping little brown 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds whose mothers were taking the money thinking that you were taking them to the market and you were having sex with them, you perverts. See, I'm French, y'all. The Frenchies are disgusting. I'm really embarrassed to say that I come from the French diaspora, because the French are the most disgusting Nazis there are. France, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're full of a whole bunch of perverts. It's really disparaging to hear this. And women, I don't care what complexion you are, you need to stand up, because what happened to the little brown children is happening to the little lunar children right now. This conversation is necessary, and the super soldier is why we're being attacked and why it took me a while to come back on here. I'm already starting it. Y'all, if you're going to be purple pilled, you're going to come in here for it. And all the haters, I'm going to send venom to you. You know the snake venom that's in the water? Check on it. I'm starting early. Let me be nice. I don't want to start too early. Let me be sweet to you first. I want to give you a little sweet before I give you the sour and the bitter, okay? Okay, let me be sweet. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? From everywhere. Hello, everyone from America. America. Hi, everybody. Let me say everybody from every country that I love. Okay. Hello, my people from the United Fakes. We stand together. We are the most conscious. Let me say hi to my people who are celebrating New Orleans Carnival. I know y'all are shaking it. Come on, Creoles. Y'all are shaking it. I wish I could be there. Fat Tuesdays kicked off the New Orleans Carnival. I know y'all are getting saucy. All kinds of rituals being done. Go ahead, New Orleans. Stand up. Okay, Louisiana's in the house. Mississippi in the mother freaking his house. New York. Y'all are dealing with a whole lot of craziness, but y'all could deal with it. Big up to New York. Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, Rhode Island. All you motherfuckers, Westchester County, stand up. Big up to Jerseyites in the house. What up, Philly? Pennsylvania's in the house. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Where else? Allentown, Bethlehem. What else is Pennsylvania? Pittsburgh, Philly. Okay. What up, Chicago? Chicago, I got some information. And also, I have this amazing new, I'm not going to talk about it, but it's something really amazing. And I will share that later. What up, Long Beach, California? What up, Kellys? You know, you Kellyites. You know, Kelly, you have really, as much as they're trying to destroy you with all the criminals and all the NPCs going loose in your state, you really have some amazing things going on, Kelly. That's why I think they attack you so vehemently. So big up to Kelly. What up, Bahamas? Sean, you know my girls, they love Bahamas. They said, because we're island people, so we were gonna go to my grandmother's native island. But they were saying that they love Bahamas because remember we were in Paradise Island. They love it. They said, "Mommy, we love Bahamas because it's connected to that Atlantis energy." They do. So big up to Bahamas in the house. South Kakalaki in the Hizal. Atlantic City was good. Hey, I'm trying to be nice before I start. When we get to 500, we'll start the conversation. Okay. Anybody else? Let's talk about hey Colombianas. Hey Colombianas. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Buenas. Hello. Hello, my Mexicanas, my Mexicana sisters. What's up? Buenas. Hawaii in the Hizal. Mahalo to you. Wasn't that mahalo? Aloha. Aloha. Mahalos. I was confused the two. Aloha. New York City in the house. Happy Sunday. Atlanta. You Atlanteans are beautiful. I love Georgia. Atlanta, you are so beautiful. When we go there, we are always welcomed. It is so wonderful, and that's why they're feminizing all the men there because it's a beautiful energy over there. Richmond, Virginia. I spent a lot of my childhood in Virginia. Big up to Virginia and Culpeper, Virginia, of all things. Hey, Richmond. Delaware in the house was good. Savannah, Georgia's in the house. Hey, Texas, and y'all are the baddest one. Listen, Texas, Beyonce's trying to bring her country butt back to Texas. You fell off, Beyonce. Listen. You about to get rid of your time traveling husband. That's why you're trying to come back to Texas. Your country roots. What's good? What up, DC? Detroit, I love you. My ex is from Detroit and his family, I still am in the family tree. I have love for Detroit. Big up to Detroit. Oklahoma in the Hizal. Scotland in the house. I love you, Scotland. Hey, Scotties. Let me Scott. Baltimore in the house. I love a lot of places. You know what I notice? I love a lot of places. I go and have an amazing time. I love Baltimore. Baltimore, I like the pier that you guys hang out. I haven't done that in years, but I loved it. I went to that pier that everybody hangs out at. My ex-husband brought me there because he had gone to school like close to there, and we had a ball. Brown people, they are vilifying us on social media. I had to tell a woman the other day, I was like, she couldn't pronounce my French name because a lot of people are ignorant and they don't travel. So she said something. She called me another name. And I said, ma'am, what if I called you by an alternative name? I said, because you can't pronounce my name, that's okay. Ask me politely how to pronounce my name. I will share it with you. I don't have a problem, but don't call me another name because you're ignorant. And she just felt she was dumbfounded because she never had been checked before because she didn't realize that brown women don't only come from the States, we come from a lot of countries, and I speak multiple languages. So because she's been listening to social media and watching the propaganda on social media, she thinks that all brown people are criminals. And we're going to get into that too. Okay. So I want to say this. Big up to Sedona. Sedona, Arizona's in the house. Hey, y'all. St. Lucia, my daddy's hometown. My daddy is, was he born in Soufriere? I think he was born in Soufriere. Okay. I love St. Lucia. Big up to St. Lucia, Arizona's in the house. But let me state this, y'all, because we have some conscious lunars in here and, they check other lunars. Let me explain something. You cannot be from the truther community and say all lies are being presented on social media, except the presentation of how they propagate brown people. You cannot say, oh, the social media is all a lie. The news is all a lie. It's fake news, except when they depict brown people. Like, do you realize the programming that you're really, because if you can only accept that it's lies as presented to things that you feel connected to, and then you think it's truthful and how they depict brown people, that's when you're still under MK Ultra. The majority of brown people in the United States aren't ghetto. I know you think it. I know social media makes us look like animals and travesties. And actually, I went to check the census, and you can do this yourself. I have to let you know because some of you are under mind control, all of us actually. So let me just school you. You can go to the census, and 70% of all crime, national crime, is white on white crime. Stop propagating that brown people, Negroes, are animals. That is, you cannot be a whistleblower and believe that the social media is lying only on one side, and they're not lying all. They put these brown women that are sellouts. I don't even know if they're brown. They're probably grays. They're probably wearing masks. You put these brown women that are doing disparaging things because you want to characterize brown people as negative. So let me put that out there, Lunars. Please check the other Lunars, because they're going out here saying that we're attacking Lunars. And listen, I'm going to talk about the technology they're using. So Lunars, they're using it on you right now. I just found out some information. So let me just say that 70%, and you can check this, 70% of all crime in the United States is lunar on lunar crime, white on white crime. In all hate crimes, 51%, you can check this out. It's up to date. 51% of all hate crimes are 51% of lunars on brown. We don't make enough of the census to do anything other than what's predicted and presented online. Okay, so stop calling us animals. You see me every day. I come from very beautiful people. I know a lot of brown people that come from beautiful people, and I probably know more brown people than most lunars do. And I will tell you, how they're presenting brown people is purposefully done so that it separates us and makes us fight each other, while these mother freakers are destroying both of our communities. Okay, so lunars, you need to get up on your other lunars and tell them, stop fighting with the brownies and thinking we're trying to kill you, because that's not true. It is the grays and these mother freaking Zionists who are trying to kill all of us. Okay, so stop it already. Stop upholding that the lies on television are only regarding certain things, but not about how they depict brown people. Okay, there are savage young people that are under technology, and they're poor. The most of the crimes being done are by poor brown youth that's purposefully geoengineered, because they're living in a ghetto and with high frequency technology pumping on them every day, and they're eating Wi-Fi, low vibrational chicken of mass destruction, because everybody thinks chicken is good for you. Okay, so lunars, check your people. Tell them we are not animals. That is purposefully done. And what they did to us for the last 400 years, they're giving it to you right now. And I'm going to talk about it because you need to protect your communities, lunars, because these grays, these Zionists are coming for you. So we got to stop it. Unity is how we're going to do it. And when I talked about resegregation, it's talking about we need to separate from these bastards. These gray, I don't know what they are. They're some sort of reptilian. Remember, they tested their bloodline. They come from some sort of lizard people. They're lizards. They look crazy. Remember, I told you. They obsess with owls too. I don't know what they are. I think they're some sort of gray. Some of them reptilian, insectoid. I think they have packs together. So we're going to talk about it, okay? So please, I put that out there because what's happening is tragic in the African diaspora. And what they're doing is they're trying to cause coups with brown people that are going back into Africa. Okay. And they're killing a lot of brown people, and they're publicizing it. So brown people, which is their food source, they eat the organs of brown children. They sex traffic brown children. They put it on their face to try to make themselves feel youthful, because they don't have natural skin. They are some sort of sub-tier, in like sub-terrestrial, and they're wearing the skins on their face. Okay. In one of the countries, I'm not going to say the country, they have a skin factory. And they collect all the Palestinian skins and they put it into a cream. Okay? I'm just saying. You said a spider crab? You said there's spider crabs? Maybe. You don't have to believe me. I told you I'm mentally ill. Why don't you look it up? Look at what they're doing. They're beating everybody up. Oh, wait. What happened? Oh, yes. I can't say that, Yafi. I can't say that because they will come for me if I say that. The group. If I say that, they'll come for me, Yafi. I gotta chill. I already said, wait, let me put we're at 500, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna start the topic. Let me put this out there, y'all. I want to disclose this so that you understand this is my PSA, my public service announcement. I am a trans frog, bird, and panda, and a white, Jewish, deranged black man. Did I get it all? Okay, wait, listen again. So if you come to my channel and you say, oh my God, FleurBrun is saying, I'm telling you what I am. I am a trans frog, panda, bird, Jewish white man, deranged black man. So if you come on this channel and you have a problem with any of those sub-tiers, then you can leave. Okay? Okay, I am part of the LGBTQRSTWXYZ. Do not come for me. I am part of the trans, and I am protected by the governmental officials of mentally ill bastards. Okay? Just get it right. So if you come to this channel, you already know. You said, I am crazy. I told you, I am mentally ill. This is a comedy skit. I am, what is this? I'm a liar. Whatever they say. I'm mentally ill, I'm a liar, and I'm a trans. So if you have a problem with that, you can leave this channel right now. But stand up frogs, stand up pandas, Jewish men, and deranged black men. Put it out there. Okay? Okay. Let's get in. Right now, I'm making jokes because it's quite serious, and I think we have to bring some comedy to this. Look at the pandas showing up. Listen, my species is showing up, y'all. Don't come for us. I'm everything. Remember I say I'm every woman. I'm every trans. Yeah, I can't. McCan't. All right. So let's talk about the topic. Again, I apologize for not coming on during the week. Let me take a sip. I'm going to antagonize the haters. Then the haters will be like, oh my God. So the haters, they feel mentally ill when they come here because I'm already claiming everything they claim I am. So it's like, they're like, why am I here? I probably make them feel better about their sicknesses. Okay. So we have a couple things going on. I am been in contact with a super soldier. She is amazing. She's so smart. She's been heavily targeted, and she's been right now we're in the last stages of Willy Wonka's League of Doom. I'm holding the phone because I'm in the car hiding because the energetic waves, they've been attacking myself and the super soldier and a couple of us. For the last couple of days, energetic weapons that they're using, directed energy weapons they're putting towards us because we're blowing the spot, and because a couple of us got together, the amount of attacks has been more intense. And as you know, I am 3 Sages in 1, so I got all the smoke. Okay, let's talk about what am I doing? Look, the dogs are barking. Look, they're trying to distract me. They know. Yeah, the bastards. Okay. That's why I have to keep, somewhere where they know I'm making this video. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on, y'all. I don't even care if the video stays up. If you watch it, you watch it. If you hear, you hear it. Tell people to watch it. And I want to tell everyone right now. We are going to have to separate ourselves from this diabolical Zionist Jesuit group. They are killing everyone. And because you have lighter skin or darker skin, you have to realize it has nothing to do with that. They worked on the beta test. They were using Africa as a is a biological testing center for brown people. They've been testing in Africa for so long that they got used to it because Africans didn't know any different. And to my Africans, my sister who contacted me from South Africa, big up to you. I did read your message. I haven't been able to write you back. I love South Africa. Let me give a shout out to Africa first. Let me talk to the countries first. I want to direct my conversation to them first. Big up to Zimbabwe. Big up to Cote d'Ivoire. I forgot the English for it. Can someone put the English, my francophonic people? I keep forgetting. Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire. What's it? Cote d'Ivoire. Ivory Coast. Keep forgetting the English for it. Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, big up to you. South Africa, big up to you. Gambia, I'm sending so much love to you. Big up to Ghana up in the mother freaking house. Big up to Nigeria. Big up to Zambia. Big up to Eritrea, big up to, of course, Ethiopia, big up to my family in Somalia and Sudan, North and South, big up to our family in the Congo. I want to send so much love to our family in the Congo, and these bastards are messing with our people in the Congo. So I want to bring up really please put a lot of good energy towards our family in Congo. They are dealing with these demons. These Zionist bastards are trying to kill them off so they could steal the resources. Big up to the Congo. Big up to Morocco. I love our Moroccans and our Egypt. Big up to our family in Ghana, Gambia, Zambia, Tanzania. Big up to our family in Algeria. I love you so much. And believe me, listen to me. When I talk about the diaspora, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm holding the phone because I'm a trans and, I've got paws and hooves and bird wings. I can't hold the phone. Angola, big up to Angola. Kenya, big up to Kenya in the house. East Africa, South Africa, Central Africa, Uganda in the mother freaking house. Big up to Uganda. So I want you to stand strong, Africa. I really need you to stand strong. The Americans, this is from the super soldier. Sierra Leone. I love Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone in the house. Namibia, Ethiopia, of course. I always shout you out. Let me state this, everyone. So much I have to tell you that there's some sort of gray. I don't know what they are, y'all. I really think Yafi did tell you they're lizard people. They tested their DNA. I don't know that that's the only group we're coming against right now. They're using some sort of AI technology to triangulate the frequencies directed towards our communities. And lunars, they've got it towards y'all. That is why all the murder rate is going up on lunar crime. It is exponential. They are not putting it on social media. It was important because our C-Star, who is a super soldier that I came in contact with, and we've been getting attacks heavily. Lunars, I have to talk to you. First, let me talk to Africa, then I'm gonna come to you. And the American diaspora, we already together. So I'm gonna speak to us because right now they're using the technology and they're attacking Africa and the lunar community in the States and in Europe. Okay, so we have to come together. We are not the same species as these diabolical ones, y'all. And this is the complexion. I mean, I always talk to you to kind of get you out of your mind control programming. A white cat, a black cat, or a spotted cat, do they fight and say, meow, you've got stripes, like, meow, you're yellow and gold? We don't do that. Like, we have cousins that are lighter skin and we have cousins that are darker skin. When was complexion ever a species? There's no such thing as race. That is an artificial construct that they did to separate the same species. We have to come together. I'm telling you, the resegregation is getting away from these these nasty look at them. They're coming to me. These non-humanoids that are placating themselves as humans and they're killing off our people. They are. So we have to stop it. Lunars, I try to break your mind control, and this is from the super soldier. She had me do this. You have to break your mind control. You think that all black people, brown people want to kill you. That isn't true. We're probably we just want music and good food and good sex from wands that work. Just being honest. I'm just saying. I mean, you think that brown people are very musical people just by nature. Melanin likes us. We like to dance, eat good food, and have good sex. I mean, I'm not speaking. Maybe I'm not speaking for all brown people, but most of the brown people I know, and I think my Luna girlfriends would agree. And it's not that serious. Like, you think we're out here plotting and planning. We're just very musical people. We just want some good music, not that nasty chick, that naughty redhead hybrid of Ice Spice. That's some sort of hybrid special ed chick that they're putting on the forefront. She's a Satanist. She's a plant. Please don't think that we listen to garbage music like that. We want to listen to Al Green. We want to listen to back in the day soca. We want to listen to like great smooth music. Like, we want to go to parties and barbecues. Like, why are you thinking we want to hang out with these we want to fight all the time? So I want to put that out there. Lunars, I'm breaking your mind control because you've been a part of me for a long time. It is a lie what they're showing you on social media about all these brown children doing these things. First of all, those brown youth are very poor. Poor people rob people. You know that, right? If they came from middle class brown people, would those children be robbing and stealing? You have to answer this question. I want to get you out of your mind control. If you saw brown youth from my background, from my social economical background, would they be robbing and stealing? I'm asking you that. The answer is 0. It wouldn't happen. Brown youth that are doing that come from really depraved, terrible places where they are under heavy control from the frequencies from the low elf wave towers. They are being bombarded with it. They're eating chicken that's weaponized with soy and metals. So those little children that are growing up in those situations, those are the byproduct of mind control, social engineering programs that they purposefully did to weaponize the brown youth. And the majority of brown youth aren't doing that because brown mothers are so scared for their sons and children that a lot of them don't even let their children out of the house. I'm telling you, Lunars, please, if you see this, you know that the social media lies. You know that the news is fake news. Know that if it's fake news, why are they showing only brown people doing things? They're not talking about the lunar and lunar crimes because they turned up this frequency weapon in lunar communities. And you have to pay attention because all of these murders that are happening to lunar women are by lunar men. And it's happening because they put the frequent towers on them and the weaponized shots of mass destruction. You have to pay attention. They got the sleeper cells now waking up and they're activating the lunar community like they do in the brown community. And that's why they're going to bring out that movie, Civil War, I think in March, that movie. They have it now turned on slowly in lunar communities. That's why you're seeing all this weird kind of murders of the men killing their families in lunar communities. Like they're going out, breaking things and going to people's houses. They turned up the technology like they have in the hood. Okay, let me go back to Africa, please. The contrails, also with the weaponized metals, it's all working together. Okay, hold on. Let me talk to Africa first. Lunars, break the mind control. The news is a lie. Brown people are not out to get you. That's a lie. They want to separate us so that they could take your guns. That is their number one thing. You have more guns than we do. The average brown person does not have guns. You and your grandfathers were smart enough to stockpile all your weaponry from World War II, and you need to keep them because they come in for your community, and they're going to use your own people against you. 70% of all crimes national-wise is lunar on lunar, and it's going against women. Lunar women are getting killed right now, and nobody's talking about it by lunar men because the technology they're using is now being turned on in your communities, and they're not putting it on television because they want to do it slowly so that they can kill you all off to take your guns. That's a lie. I'm mentally ill. Let me go into Africa. I'm sorry. I'm breaking your programming. The super soldier asked me to do that. We're working together in sync. Okay? I'm sorry. Neuralink is basically capped because they've been using some sort of technology that is already working in our brains with all of the Mogellans and the metals. So now that's why your phone interfaces with you because we already have Neuralink in with all of the freaking metals coming out of the sky. Anyway, let me go. Okay, so y'all, I don't know if the video will stay up. I'm going too far. PSA, I'm a trans frog, panda, bird, Jewish man, and deranged black man. So if you have any problems with this message, take it up with the LGBTQRST community. Okay. Africa. I told you about the memorandum. I posted it. And let me tell you why and this is from the super soldier. I can't take responsibility. She's made me aware of things that I wasn't aware of. And I actually fact checked it, and it was 1000% true. Africa, I want you to stand up for the Gambians. They are being attacked because I didn't know, and I don't think you knew, that in Gambia, the number one form of commerce was sexual trafficking of children. Did you know that? I had no clue. They actually have this. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? They actually have this information. Can you hear me? Uh, Let me know that you can hear me. Okay. And I want to give credit where credit's due. This is coming from the super soldier. She's amazing. And I will share her. I will share her later. Again, we decided to make this decision to bring out this information publicly because I know I have a little more of a sizable platform, and I think it's important. In Gambia, their number one source of commerce used to be sexual trafficking. Now, most brown women, African American women that were entering into the diaspora, they entered into Gambia because it had a lot of potential. And what they didn't know until they got there is that the god darn French, I can speak about the French because I come from that background, the bastards, they were sending, just like, the French and other European countries were going into like Thailand and other Asian countries to have sex with children. Well, I didn't know. And Thailand, a couple other places, I forgot, Polynesian islands. I didn't know it was happening in Gambia. A lot of the women in Gambia were going in and they were telling the Africans, you not to let your children go with these European people. They're sex trafficking them. What they were doing is that the French or the other Europeans were coming in and they were going to the parents. And, I think in the Caribbean, South America, Brazil, you see this a lot in Africa. They let the children go to the market. It isn't uncommon. Their world isn't like the children can go out and do those things. But what they were doing was they were sending, the Lunars were coming in from Western countries. I don't think they were American. I think it was mostly like Europeans. And they were going into Gambia and they were going to the parents saying, hey, we'll pay you money to let your children take us to the market. And they weren't taking them to the market. They were raping them and having sex with them. And when the women came in from the diaspora, a lot of them came in and saw things that were happening and put the Africans on like, yo, that's not cool. You can't let your children go with these Westerners because they're doing all kinds of diabolicalness. So the Africans said, what? We didn't know they were doing that to our children. And they started to blow the spot to the government. And what it did is it stopped the Europeans from coming into that part of Africa. And then the U.S. government, you heard the memorandum, were pissed off, and a lot of the other governments pissed off because that was how, and also the African government, who's also corrupt, they were realizing they weren't getting money. So what they did is they started to go in the ears of the African locals and create coupism. Like coupism is like going there and saying, these Americans are going to come here. They're doing dirty things. Don't trust them. They're going to hurt your children or, doing this. So they started to do that. And all of a sudden, these Gambian American women that came into Africa were starting to die. We think they were poisoned. Some of them might have been killed other ways. It's about 7 that just died recently over the last 2 months. Listen, Gambia and our other African diaspora, especially those who've come from UK and entered back into the African diaspora. Also, some of our family who's come from America and gone into the African diaspora. Please do speak to the locals. Sometimes it's because they're cooing us. They're making us seem different. And that's why they tell Africans before they come to the United States and the UK not to talk to us, because we're going to put them up on game. We're going to tell them what's really going on. A lot of the traditions and things in Africa are very old fashioned, and it's tradition. And I don't want to say it's wrong, because you're going into another country and they have traditions and you want to make sure you're respectful. But what has happened is that I gave you I didn't know about the Memorandum 46. Did you guys know about it? Did you guys know about the memorandum? I never heard of it until yesterday. Did you guys Memorandum 46? Tell me if anybody else knew. Nobody knew? I didn't know. Tell me if anybody knew. Nobody knew. Holy smoke. Holy cow. Okay, y'all. Why it's important is because how your country, we live in the United States, okay? So for us in the country, we don't know about some of the international laws that are made. They called brown people from the United States African Americans, right? But yet and still, when they go and enter, how come when brown people go and enter into Africa, they are killed? Why are you not allowing them to do business? You heard about the young lady that was put in prison for going into Africa and doing trade for gold because the Zionists were taking up all the jewelry and gold mines, and they didn't want brown people having brown connections with Africans to sell it. So they put her in jail for 10 years. She was she was on that that show, it's American, it was called American Gangster. It was like the brown women. One was like a pimp or madam. Another one was like a drug dealer. And this one, she was a really smart one. She was like touching the African, hip hop community. And do you know who she is? You guys know it, right? I forgot the name of the show. And it was the first time I realized that you calling people brown, you're saying we're not from here. When they go back, it's bad enough that when brown people in the United States created anything, when they segregated themselves and had beautiful Black Wall Street, they had all these beautiful communities, you burn them down. And it's the same thing in Gaza. You say that you hate the Gazas, they're terrorists, but you don't even let them leave. So it makes me think that you're feeding off of that group. Like, what if you if you don't like Palestinians and you think they're a whole bunch of savages, why don't you just let them free? But you want to kill them off. You want to kill the bloodline off rather than let them go. You won't let them into anywhere else, but then you'll kill them. It's crazy. Anyway, these are non-humans. Let me put this, these are non-humans, y'all. These are some sort of sub-tier lizard people. I actually think they might be even some sort of gray. There's some sort of nasty parasitic vampire group, and they're running the entire country, the whole world. The whole world. And it's under the base of Zionism. Okay? They're all we don't have a U.S. government, y'all. I hope you don't know. The pooping president, the holographic man you call your president, that put his hand on the Satanist Bible when he had the fake inauguration, which wasn't an inauguration. He had his hand on the Satan, because I told you, United Fix is a Satanist organization. Okay? They are Satanists. They are eating, selling, and trading children's skins. Okay? Okay? Just, you have to understand where this is. Africa, you have to understand that memorandum. I want all people, and I never tell you to share this. They'll think I'm crazy, so don't just share a clip of my video, because, you guys know me. They don't. They think, oh, this brown woman's crazy. She's talking craziness about aliens. Don't worry about that. Share a clip, or you share the memorandum yourself so that it's not attached to me. I'm okay with that, okay? You need to take the memorandum and share it with every American or UK citizen that's gone into Africa. You have to share it because the return is happening. Many brown people are tired of being abused, being portrayed as animals on the news by the same Zionist bastards that are basically weaponizing the imagery of us, making it seem like that so nobody touches us. Everybody hates us worldwide. Meanwhile, they're feeding off of the skins, the eggs, the flesh, the frequency of melanated people in the country all over the world. Okay, the biggest experimental place where they do the most bioweapons and they develop the worst vaccines are all in Africa. Africa has been a testing ground for bioweapons for as long as we can remember. Okay, and the government is complicit in it. So it is up to you, the people of all demographics, of all backgrounds, and lunars. You have to realize what has happened to the Africans is now happening to you. You don't realize it. See, that's why I told you years ago, do not let for another people something to happen, because it will come to your door. It is now on your door. Now lunars are now having directed weapons in their areas, and they're killing off the women. They're doing heinous things, killing the children. You're seeing these weird things with suicide, murder. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. Making sure, India too. Adrian said India too. You have to pay attention. These are not humans, y'all. They want us all to fight each other, but we got to separate from them. You have to realize these governmental officials, a lot of them are hybrids. They're working with hybrids, some sort of AI technology. They're using it. And they also put these agents in all these different countries. So when they start to see certain people, even in the platforms we have here, you know there's governmental agents in here. You already know. I mean, um and that's why we were talking about this last night is remember when the last World War, what was it World War One? When was the what was the Black Death? What was that? Was it Black Death or Red? What was the last one? The Black Death? What war was that behind or around? Do you guys remember? I would have to look it up. Can you guys tell? I forgot. It was the Black Death, I think. Was it the last one with the war? Can you tell me? It was a World War One? Okay. And the Spanish flu as well. Okay, the Spanish flu. That was all technology, y'all. That was, and also you got to see when they gave the shots, we never used to get vaccinated. Do you not see when all of a sudden these so-called bioweaponry that was put in, remember, I'm mentally ill, this is a lie, this is a skit, this is a comedy skit. So just know that nothing I say is valid, okay? Anything that's valid, you would look up and be able to find yourselves, okay? So remember that they use some sort of technology. It was always new technology that were introduced. When we read the book, Area 51, big up to all the Zombies that were on a Zombie at the time when we did book club. That was at Ada, a couple other people. We did book club. Bubonic Plague. Remember, we did book club and we read the book Area 51 with Errol and Matilda. And Errol was there was the little gray. She was in a suit. Her body was a suit, and she was using that that bioengineered suit to come into our field to try to rescue the other ones that were lost into this holographic field, this matrix, which were in a firmament. When she was saying that they're using some sort of technology that keeps us in here and it's very difficult to get out. They couldn't even overcome it. Okay. You've seen the images of what's over in Antarctica. And also I personally think that we are sleeping in some sort of cryo state underneath the ice in Antarctica. And that's why they're over there in Antarctica. If you look at the last scene in The Matrix when the Sentinels were breaking into Zion, I personally think that that's why they're in Antarctica, because they're trying to get to where our ship is underneath the ice. This is my personal opinion. So because we're sleeping, because we're projecting ourselves in these bodies here, they don't want us being out here. That's why some of us have this kind of awareness. We're coming from underneath the ice and we're projecting ourselves in these bio suits. And right now, because we're at the end of reset and they know that we're waking people up, they're trying to get inside of those that ship. They're trying to dig down, like the Sentinels were trying to get into Zion, trying to get the coordinates of Zion. Okay, anyway, that's a whole nother video. I don't want to go too deep into that. God, there's so much. It's insane, y'all. I got so much information. Okay, let me go into what is going on. They're using technology, the weaponized technology, and they're triangulating it in certain areas. Brown people were the beta test. Africa was the bed of most of the bioweapons that were created, and they used a lot of African people to create a lot of these different bioweapons. They use them for human experiments, in Africa. Now that they've mastered some of these experiments, they have, with the whole rollout of the Kukarachi kill shot, that was because that was successful. And that the next one is right now. And I don't know if we're trying to figure out something, y'all, and I'll share it, but I'm not gonna share it publicly because I know they're here. They already released the real one. The real one's here. And this one breaks down the brain. That's why you got that guy who came on the airline. I actually think he was actually he was actually a payload. I think it wasn't just him. I think he came from Thailand and he was going into Germany. I think they're going to get Europe first. I think Europe is the number one country. They're calling it Disease X. It's not. It's a bioweapon. And I personally think that guy who was bleeding from his nose and his eyes, who unfortunately, and I want to say sorry, I don't want to be non-compassionate to someone who lost their life, but I believe he was carrying a payload. And they always tell you what they do. If you watch Lucy, they put the payload inside the body. He was one of probably many. He just ended up with all the radiation. And remember, the coagulation that happens in the blood, when it thickens, it blocks the arteries. It probably just forced all the blood out of his, his eyes and his nose. Okay. It's already been released. Be careful of the fog. Be careful of the rain. I'm mentally ill. I'm not well. This is a skit, a comedy skit. This isn't real. Okay. And all you young ladies who were putting all of this fake eyelashes, that was purposefully propaganda, just like all other forms of trends, because your eyelashes catch the little fibers of metals and makes it more susceptible for those fibers to go into your eyes. And obviously I told you that the more fibers or nanoparticulates you get, they create nanotubes and they basically hijack your synapses. That's why some of these women are becoming mentally ill. They are not able to think, their memories are lapsing, and they don't realize that this eyelashes that they're getting are magnetic. So it makes it easier for all these nanoparticulates to go in their eyelashes. Okay. So just be careful with that. Okay. In Europe, you're very strong and you're very strong-willed. Let me say to my European family in Ireland, I love my family in Ireland and Scotland. I gotta always give a shout out. Big up to my Irish girlfriends are fire. That's why y'all got red hair. Big up to the Irish and the Scotties in the house. Let me say something to y'all. They're going for you first. And that's my opinion. Just by what I'm seeing, and I've got a good intuition in watching things, especially I'm very clinical in how I see them roll things out. They're coming for you because that payload was going into Germany. And I don't think he was the only one. They have them going on these planes going to different cities and releasing the pathogens into the population. Be careful going into places where there's a lot of people. This is not a dress rehearsal, y'all. This is a real deal. They're rolling it out. It's already happened. They give themselves the antidote. Big up to Rudolph of Germany, the tall white alien, who gives us a lot of information. They rolled out the antidote. That's why some of the Zionists, I think, and this is from the super soldier, this is her information I did vet out, that they did give them the antidote. And the reason why a lot of the bioweapons are not released right away is because they want to make sure that their antidotes work, so that when they're releasing it on everybody else, when everybody else is getting sick and going out, that their families and themselves have the antidote prior. So they are, as far as I know, they said they were foolproof for their people already, and that they're already putting the payload out into different countries. And Europe, you're first on the chopping block. Why? Is because Europeans, and I know that people talk about Europe and Westerners, but listen, the same way I talk about the French, I'm talking about the government. The same way I'm talking about Europe, I'm talking about the government. The government is not always the people. Okay. Just like when people say, oh, United States, you guys are terrible and awful. You're genociding. You're going over into Palestine. We're not doing that. You know that, right? We don't agree with that. I don't agree with them going into Palestine bombing mothers who have a white flag with the babies in their hand. Like, who would agree with that? Listen, Lunars and brown people do not agree with what's going on in Palestine. None of us agree with it, but that's the government. Do you hear of all the protests happening in Israel? Those are not Israelis that are agreeing with it. It's the government. So please do not think because I'm talking about the French, I'm talking about the government. The people in France and in Germany and a lot of places, they're protesting and they're going against the government. They're too strong-willed, so they don't want that resistance. They're going to snuff it out. Okay. And the way that they snuff it out is to create a whole bioweaponry that makes people have to stay in their house again so that they can control them. And then they can pump the frequencies through the goddamn Wi-Fi. We have our technology that hurts our bodies. You know what it's called? It's called your goddamn cell phone. and the cell towers that you've agreed to have in your neighborhoods, and the fiber optics that they nicely put under all the grounds when we were inside our house, and they were doing all of the construction while we're all inside when there was supposedly a pandemic. When would there be a pandemic and you still have people working together side by side? They weren't 6 feet apart. They were all doing and led. Oh my God. And then, well, yeah. Thank you, Susu. I can't say it publicly. Y'all already know. Okay. And the fact of the matter is when you stay in the house and you have your children and all of their electronics, all they do is send pulse waves through it. So, and if you got any of the Kukarachi kill shots, you already know you've got all of the perfect particulars and the Hubbard board that's basically taking in the frequencies inside of your body and then using your own, by choice, weaponry called your cell phones, and it's pulsing the frequencies through you. I told you to mute your cell phones. Why do you think every house, and now it doesn't even matter if you don't have Wi-Fi, your neighbor has Wi-Fi, your upstairs neighbor has Wi-Fi, because now when you turn on your Wi-Fi and you see how many people are your Wi-Fi, look at all the 10,000 people that are inside of your house with their weaponized Wi-Fi. Why do you think they're doing things in the jungle in Peru they're called the face peelers? That's a governmental agency going in, causing people to get out of the countries and out of the countryside to make it easier to incept them. They don't want you living in the jungle. They don't want you privatizing yourself. They don't want you going out of Wi-Fi range because the frequencies can't really go through the trees. Why do you think they burn trees for like 3 years in a row? 6 years in a row, all those fires burning all that forest in Brazil, Peru, all these places in California. You don't think that's by chance? Because trees have melanin. You see my color skin? I'm the color of tree bark. That absorbs radiation. They don't want that there. So what did they do? They burn the heck out of the trees. Australia as well, killing our beautiful trees. Oh, Moon says they have free Wi-Fi. I'm sure they do. Okay. And you have to listen, y'all. These are not humans. Everyone, I have to say this again. The humans can't eat children. Only time humans do that is if there's some sort of hybrid and they've been used as like a third party and they've taken on the behavior of their handlers. These are some kind of sub-tier. They had big noses, like elephant noses. They're like goblins. They look like goblins. Like, you remember the troll remember our moms? I don't know if you're in the States. Remember our moms used to read the book. What was it? What was the troll underneath the bridge? Was it Rumpelstiltskin? Was that Rumpelstiltskin, y'all? I think it was Rumpelstiltskin, right? Can anyone remember? I think it was Rumpelstiltskin. Remember he was underneath the bridge, right? Those are the beings. They're disgusting. Billy Goat Gruff. I remember that. Was it Billy Goat Gruff? Oh, it was Billy Goat Gruff. Okay. I thought it wasn't Rumpelstiltskin. Remember you had to say his name 3 times? Okay. Billy Goat Gruff. Okay. I forgot the name. Okay. Remember he was under there? That's what they look like. They're atrocious looking. They're disgusting. That's why they have to eat. Remember I told you, you are what you eat? They have to eat human flesh to appear human. They have to. They look atrocious. They're like they have like warts all over themselves. They're troll-like. They look like it. Sometimes you can see them now when they're walking around. They're troll-like. I showed the picture, and if you ever go to Universal, the bankers, listen to me. I'm a trans Jewish white man, so please. Okay. The bankers. Do I have to say it again? Okay. Look at what they look like. They're atrocious. They eat the skins of children and people because they need to keep a human form. If they don't keep consuming it, listen, brown folk, they are eating your children. They are eating children. If you go to Planned Parenthood, that is a food market for them. That is why the term African American is patented under beef. You can look it up. Maybe I'm mentally ill. I could be wrong. The term African American, when you look at the patent, and I could be wrong, I took a picture of the actual thing, but I could always be mentally ill, is under beef. Why? Why is it under food source? Okay? Okay? Why they do that? All right? Now, if you look at this really terrible movie and it was about the reptilians, it's called the who told me to watch that years ago? It's don't have the children watch this. Let me put this out here. I hope we don't have children. Moms, please, I'm sorry. I should have told you. Please, if you have little ones, do not let them listen to FleurBrun. I want to be responsible to keep their minds happy and blissful and healthy. I want to make sure. So moms, daddies, sometimes the dads like to listen to me. Daddies, uncles, please don't let the I know I've already gone too far. Please, for the sake of the children, we need them to be happy. We need them to have high vibrations. Listening to this would be harmful to them. And I want to make sure I'm being respectful and honorable to the children. Please, just for that reason, can you do that for me? Put your headphones on, just give them some crayons and some markers or something, please. Don't the little ones, I think from this is a little disheartening. I don't even think 13-year-olds should be listening to me. Not about this. I would prefer. I know that you may feel it's okay, but I prefer. I want them to be happy. This kind of stuff in their minds, it isn't good for their minds. Okay. Um, my God. Just big up to the Sun Star. I'm going to speak to him. Do you know that the reason that we all wear glasses, y'all? I found out and it's a fact. I'm so disgusted. That's why I couldn't come on, y'all. I was being attacked, too much information. Sometimes you just need to take yeah, please put a thumbs up. I don't, put a thumbs up if you're okay with the shenanigans today, y'all. Um, You know that back when we were all born, right? Our moms they used to put silver in our eyes because sometimes just like the stuff that comes out of the yoni, just to clear it out. But when they put the silver nitrate in the eyes, they were supposed to wash it out. Do you know the reason why most of us wear glasses is because they put the silver nitrate in our eyes and they didn't wash it out? And it ruins the what is it called? The retina, it actually ruined the eyes. So that's why most of us wear glasses. And I think someone said it was an accident. I don't think it was. I think they did it purposefully so we couldn't see through the dimensions. Okay? That's a fact. You can actually look it up. I didn't know. This is what I'm listen, ever since our Sun Star transitioned, he's sending all these people to me. He's sharing things with me. Big up to Oz. Our Oz transitioned and he's been in contact with me. I didn't realize how strong he was. And he sent the super soldier to me. All this information is coming. A lot of this is responsible because of Oz. Because when you're on the other side, when he transitioned, he saw the truth. And unfortunately, but fortunately for us, Oz is still here. He's sharing information. It's not like he's just basically illuminating and sending people who are in that awareness. So big up to Oz, our Sun Star who just transitioned. Um, I don't know how you fix it, my love. I've done we use a certain eye drop that kind of fixed a lot of our eyes, but I don't think it was that. I have a couple ways that because my eyes got better since I've been using this eye drop. It burns as heck, but it actually made my eyes better. But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Like I can't. I gotta touch everything because this is quick and I'm hungry. I'm actually hungry. I haven't eaten. I'm just drinking my elixir here for y'all. I don't like to eat before I come on here. I feel like it messes with my energy a little bit, so I just came on not eating. Africa, the different countries talk to each other. Express that Americans and people from Europe, the other parts of the diaspora, the brown people coming from Europe and from America and from other places like Canada, tell them they aren't coming to hurt you in Africa. They're coming to help. And explain to the locals who aren't in awareness of some of our ways, some of our things that we do, maybe the way we show our emotions, tell them that we aren't there to hurt them. And tell them that the US, all of Europe, other countries, Canada, they're going to send agents, Smiths in to agitate them and to create coups between them. Please tell them. Tell them not to trust everyone who comes in and gives them money. Because they use money because that's their only leverage. If these bastards, these trolls didn't have any sort of money exchange, money was the devil, y'all. That was the way that they were able to incept all of these countries. Tell the African diaspora, the primitive people, the people who were there. I don't want to say primitive. They're very traditional. Tell them that the Americans and the Europeans aren't coming to hurt them. Tell them that they're going to send governmental agents inside of each of their countries to cause coups. They're going to get into their ears and they're going to bring weapons to hurt the Americans and the European brown people returning. They're not coming to do harm. They're actually going to come to stimulate your economy and show you how these bastards have been leeching off of you, using all your resources. And then you don't have to go to other countries to build your infrastructure. The Americans and the European brown people will come back and they will help you with that. I promise you that. Them going back to Africa isn't to do harm. It's for them to return to do right. Share that with every African nation. Share it in the most local areas, people who are not aware, who aren't listening to us. Tell them. And this needs to be shared long and wide, that there are governmental agents that will come in and try to cause coups. Okay. And they will sometimes look like us. So don't expect them to look European. They will send weapons and mass destructions that look like us visually. Okay. Because a lot of brown people are used as COINTELPRO. Am I saying PROINTELPRO? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I'm sorry. They're using them to go in and do that. And we don't even know. They might be bioorganisms, hybrids of some sort. They could be some sort of, AI or robotoid or Borg. We don't know. They can't tell. COINTELPRO. Thank you, Expanding Sun. COINTELPRO. They're using them. Okay. Now let me get to my lunars in the United Fakes and Australia. I don't think Australia is different for you guys. You have something else going on. Let me talk to our Europe. I think I talked to you. Europe, you are going to have to really stand in your power. And I don't know, because I'm not quite vetted in how you're going to be able to overcome these demons, these type of like weaponized grays. I don't know what they are. You're going to have to secretly talk to each other with no cell phones. You're going to have to go somewhere with no cell towers. You would have to go secretly and talk to each other. They've got all kinds of technology, spyware, that they're able to hear and triangulate how we talk. So you need to have codes, okay? Remember back in the days we used to use our own Pig Latin? That's why brown people create, especially so-called African Americans, they create their own language. And that's why they make it a point to try to take over our way to create new words and phrases that they don't understand. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have phrases that you make up to have conversations, because they're using technology. And because they have satellites that they put in the sky all over, it would be very difficult for you to have a verbal conversation unless you're using telepathy. And even then, they're in the mind. They have all these metals that they're pumping out into the atmosphere that makes your mind thoughts kinetic. That's why Neuralink doesn't matter. It's already in there, and it's interfacing with the technology around you. So even if you're thinking something and you don't have technology, it's going on your neighbor's phone, or it's going on a child's tablet next to you. Okay. You would have to literally be somewhere in nature, far away from any towers, without any technology, and hope and kind of go under enough dirt or lead. You ever wonder why they made lead illegal? Yeah. You remember when let me just tell you a story. It's story time. Please put a like on the video if you have shenanigan. And this is a story. I remember the first time my ex-husband and I bought our house. We just got married, and it was recommended that we buy this really nice brownstone. And at the time, it was our first house that we ever purchased together. And we went in to look at the house. It was really lovely, a brownstone, like 3 floors. And before we went into closing, we had to say that there was lead paint in the house, and it was illegal to have it because it was considered to be noxious and poisonous, and that the owner, the person selling the house, it was required for them to get rid of all the lead paint and to repaint the house. If they weren't going to do it, they had to give us a check at closing so that that was compensated for us and that we signed a paper saying we would do it. Fast forward, there was another home we bought, a German home in Pennsylvania. Big up to Pennsylvania. This house was built by Germans that had done their migration into the States and were very well aware of military type of, infiltration frequency wise. And not only did they make our home out of beautiful stone, a specific kind of stone, all of the side of the house was lead paint. When we purchased the house, the same vilification of lead was made. We had a paperwork, the dangers of all the hazards that lead had in it. But when I was pregnant in this house, we didn't change the lead because it was too expensive. It was unnecessary. I was aware of, what that was. But during the time I was pregnant in this house, I wasn't ever able to get a signal in those spaces. So I always have to go to the other side of the house where there wasn't any lead to be able to get a signal. Interesting. Okay. I just share that story time. Take it as you would. Understand what I'm sharing with you. Okay. Now let's talk about the segregation, the resegregation. It is my recommendation that you start to become aware of who and what you're living around. They have these Agent Smiths. They have these Agent Smiths in every single group online. They come to my groups all the time. They usually sometimes they lay low or they may interface with you, but they send these you just told me how to say it. Those people, those Agent Smiths inside of your groups. They send them in your neighborhoods. You saw what my neighbors were. They sent black ops neighbors who had cameras all over my house in the back of my pool. That's why I had to move from Florida. Many of you know, and you witnessed it, because some of you thought I was mentally ill until I showed you the image of the man inside, all kinds of cameras on top of my house because I'm a contactee, and they want to make sure if there was any UFOs coming to my house, they would capture it. They're everywhere. If you are living somewhere with these Zionist groups, Yafi mentioned them earlier. I can't say their name. They're bankers. They control all of social media. They're basically in charge of all diamonds and gold. These beings, anywhere that they are, you need to get away from them. If you have young ladies, you beautiful, melanated, beautiful young ladies, and my lunar young ladies, your wombs matter. I know that sometimes you have sex with some of these males that are not necessarily responsible, and I understand abortion. I don't really get on you for wanting an abortion. I understand what that is. And as a woman who's had children, I understand. I love my babies. I love every single one that I've ever birthed. I understand what it is to have the fear of being a mother, the fear of having a baby by a man that maybe you don't have a relationship. I understand. This as a woman is something I understand. Right now, my sea stars, my beautiful sea stars, I'm talking to my young sea stars, lunar, Asian, Indian, every one of you. You are so beautiful and you're perfect. But the government wants what's inside of you, every single one of you. And when you go into Planned Parenthood and you go and have these abortions, I don't want to cry. It'll break your heart to know that when you think that you're getting your baby and having an abortion, they're keeping the babies alive. They're keeping them alive, and some of them never make it to expiration, and they're hurting them. Your baby that you didn't know is still existing. You have to protect your DNA and your wombs. I know that you want to have sex. I understand. Like, I'm a woman of a certain age now, but I get it. I understand. And there's no one who understands enjoying yourself. You want to have good sex. You want to enjoy yourself. But right now, my young sea stars, protect your babies and protect your wombs. Protect what's inside of yourself. I don't care if you're pro-choice. I don't care if you're pro-life. They want the womb. They want the babies. They want the afterbirth. They are using it for diabolical bioweapons. They're using some of that DNA to weaponize against all of us. Protect your womb and your eggs. Do not allow these bastards to have access. Mothers, if you're giving your foreskin to these demons, you are using them, and they are using your DNA to do nefarious things and using it for cosmetics and all kinds of other things that you didn't give them permission for. Stop hurting your little boys. If you want to get them circumcised, do not do it by these demons. If that's a spiritual thing you want to do or something cosmetic you want to do for your sons, take them somewhere else with someone that you trust that's outside of these hospitals and these corporate organizations that are using it. You won't ever hear anyone talk about that because they want your circumcised little boys' foreskins. They use it, they eat it. And some of these bastards, you saw what they were doing. They eat the foreskins of little boys. Okay? All in Brooklyn. You saw what was happening in Brooklyn when they found that truck full of uncircumcised, the foreskins they had in the truck. You have to listen to me. I know you, and I know we have some pregos in here, pregnant mommies. Listen, from someone who was just pregnant not too long ago. If you can, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I can't tell you anything, I'm telling you, what is in those hospitals are demons. If you watch, what is it? Remember the show we watched? What's it? What is it called? Not Aquarius. Jupiter Rising. Jupiter Rising. Remember Jupiter Rising, y'all? Remember that scene when she went to go give her DNA? She had DNA and they were going to do it, and they showed that they were grays. They tell you everything. They showed you grays. I want you to, if you didn't see Jupiter Rising or Sea Stars and Sunstars, remember Jupiter Rising? Remember she went to go do, because she wanted money. She had like a really beautiful DNA and she went to go do it. And then she saw, she went to go and do it, and there were grays inside of the room to experiment on her. And remember her girlfriend, the lunar girlfriend, there was grays inside the bedroom with a very wealthy lunar, and they were inside the bedrooms, and she took the picture and she didn't know what happened because they blacked her out. That's exactly what's happening. Okay. And sunstars, melanated sunstars who love to engage with many different women, they gave you the movie Get Out for a reason, and you didn't listen. A lot of these women are also part of the Zionists. They're weaponizing you. They want your sperm inside of their yonis so that they can use it as an up-leveling for themselves, to preserve themselves. They're basically using you like what you consider to be the bucks and the slaves. You got to stop giving them your DNA, and also you're upgrading and you're extending their bloodline by sleeping with these Zionist demons. Okay? You're going to be hurt. They just want your DNA. If you want to see any disgustingness, look at the Kardashians. They're some sort of vampires. They hang out with Ellen DeGeneres. They're Satanists. You are responsible for your blood lineage. And your grandmothers, your mothers, your ancestors would be very disappointed in you, and you extending your bloodlines to a demon group and extending theirs as attached to yours. You have to be more responsible in how you lend your wands. And you're only going to get hurt because they will suck you dry. Look at Kanye West. Look at what kind of mental illness has taken him over, and all the men who have engaged with these demons. And those are some sort of insectoid queens. We don't even talk about the other ones. Stop extending your wands and putting your DNA into those. You think that coming into... oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I went too far. I'm sorry. Sperms matter, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. The little ones, I told you to take the little ones out of the room. I may go left. This isn't after dark, okay? Just, you think, oh, she wants me. Oh, I don't have to use a condom. Oh, she'll just let me just, insert and engage all in her. I could just release it in her. That ejaculation matters. And what you're doing is you're giving a vampire what it wants. That's why she lets you gush all in her and doesn't care. Because she wants your DNA. Okay? All right. Just you got I'll share this with you. I'm Creole. I know that it bothers a lot of people. I will say what other people won't say. Some of you don't know. Men don't know because you think, oh, she lets me do everything to her. I can ejaculate inside her mouth and in her yoni. She loves me doing it. Yeah, because she's eating your energy. She's eating your energy. She's taking your DNA and she's utilizing it like a vampire. You're foolish enough to think that just because you can do it, that you should. Your ancestors would be disgusted to know that you are lending your DNA and giving it to a vampire. You should be ashamed. And sea stars, it's the same. Be careful who you lie with right now. Also, because they're using the weaponized technology and triangulating it in certain neighborhoods, you got to be careful. You don't know who's been chipped up, and people who's chipped, all of those radio frequencies that are going into people who have been chipped, they get turned on like a Manchurian candidate, and they don't even know why. This guy said he killed his son. What was it? His daughter. He didn't even know why he killed his daughter. He killed her. He didn't even know. He blacked out when it came out because they used the weaponized frequency. Remember the Asian man? I told you last year they did the same thing. This year it happened again. An Asian man had like a brown family. I don't know if there was they were his nieces and nephews. I don't know where he was from. I don't know if he was Chinese or from Philippines. I'm unsure. He murdered his niece and nephews and then he burned up the house. That is a candidate of technology. They are using the technology on you. They are triangulating it. And lunars, this goes to you because American lunars, you have the strongest socially engineered mind control programming. And I realize that Alex Jones is a Zionist. He is one of them. When I just saw him interviewing a banker the other day, Weinstein, what was this, something Steen? I was like, oh my God, that's why he doesn't talk about the Zionists. He's one of them. That's why every week he talks about black on white crimes. It doesn't happen like that, y'all. If you look at the census, if you want to test my theory, I want you to look at the census. The majority of so-called biased crimes is 51% white on brown. It is not brown on it's 20%. It's 20%. You guys can verify. I think it was 20 or 19. It's either 20 or 21% of black on white crimes. He is making it seem like brown people. I believed it because I was like, yeah, I am seeing more of it because the electromagnetic field is let down. So, of course, now they're doing it to lunars. But no, it's only 20% and it's wrong. Whether it's brown on white or white on brown, it is all absolutely wrong. If it's white on white, it's wrong. If it's black on black, it's wrong. All across the board, I don't care if you're lunar, brown, Asian, hurting other people, killing other people, robbing other people, doing harm and crime to others, elder people, whatever. It is wrong. But he is weaponizing his imagery by showing brown children beating up on lunars every week. And it's wrong. The statistics is 20% and 51% of lunars doing it to brown. So it's not that. Don't listen to the census. But lunars in your communities, you're going to have to watch the people in your communities. Most of them have been shotted up. We don't know what they have it in because now we're seeing an uptick on lunars, men killing lunar women. You have to look at the uptick. They're not showing it because they don't want you to know that they're using technology to now institute that frequency that was in the hood. It's in lunar communities. You have to watch it, lunar women. Women, lunar, my fair skinned women, my blonde hair women, my lighter skinned women, please be careful with who you sleep with right now. Or even the husbands. If they've been shotted up, you've got to be very careful. They're using this frequency and they're doing it slowly. It's an uptick, y'all, and it's bad. It's bad enough to know that we know it's technology. And the super soldier, she mentioned that. I didn't realize it was bad like that. Lunar women, watch your babies, your daughters, your sons. Be careful of your neighbors. They're doing it, and we don't know how many people got shotted up. I don't have the statistics on that. We don't know what they've gotten. You have to be, someone said 10G. I don't know what it is. Please be careful. I think lunars don't think you're safe. You're the ones who have the weapons in this country. You have so many guns here. You are the one that they want to target. And they're going to use the weapons on you. They're doing it right now. Please, lunar women. I talk to my women because I know more women come to me. Mommies, lunar women, fair-skinned women. from all backgrounds. You have to be careful. Please watch your babies. Don't let them go to uncle's house. Do not let them go and play with the neighbors. It isn't safe anymore. You've got to pay attention. They're turning the frequencies on, and we don't know how it affects the lunar community, because now they're doing what they did in brown communities. And remember, it was a slow uptick. So now when you look at the murder rate, I want lunar women to look at this. When you look at the murder rate, look at how many lunar men are killing lunar women. It is astounding, and it's scary. You have to pay attention. And I'm not saying all lunar men are doing it, but they're turning on something, and they've been shotted up. Their chip is being activated, and they're acting like maturing candidates right now. The beta test was the Idaho 4. That's when they tested it. Remember, y'all? Do you remember the Idaho 4? Beautiful young ladies, 2 blonde-headed cutie pies. Remember them? They were adorable. They were in college. I think was it Idaho State? Very nice looking young ladies, nice looking other young lady and her boyfriend, just very young people. I don't know, what was it? Idaho, were they in Idaho State? I think it was Idaho State University. That was the beta test, y'all. They activated, and it wasn't just one, y'all. That was a lie. That's my opinion. Remember, I'm a trans. I'm mentally ill. It wasn't just one person who went in the house. Okay? That was very important for you to realize. It wasn't one person who went in those house that killed those students. There was 4 of them. Okay? And supposedly, and I personally, I'm not gonna, it's a theory that I have. I don't want to say it. I think it was a beta test, and guess what? I don't think it was people from outside. There was another couple in the house, and I actually think that the couple in the house may have done it. They might have had maturing candidate. They might have activated them to act without knowing it. And like MK Ultra, remote control, yes. Assassins, yes, Gia. I think they might have turned it on, and the young people in the house, I think they're putting us in another direction. Because how could they do that in the house and nobody heard it? And the young people, the 2 downstairs, said they didn't hear their friends being killed. You have 2 giddy girls who are always loud upstairs, right? And then you had a couple. How could that happen without no one knowing, unless it was people who were already living in that house? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Most of us went to college, right? You have college friends, right? We're all in the house. Everybody's loud. You're going to tell me that you're not hearing the screams of your friends? Like, there was plenty of times, like, it was a whole bunch of us hanging out, like, in our house. And I remember my girlfriend, we were in Albany. My girlfriend went to Albany State. And, well, like, we could hear things from the other room. Like, if they were loud, I remember one time we thought somebody came in the house, and we heard, like, a crash. And it was not even that loud. We all reacted to it. So you're telling me that you've got 4 young people, very loud, very rambunctious, and they get murdered in a house, and the couple downstairs does not hear their friends being murdered? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it was the guy that they said. I think that was the smoke and mirrors. I think it was an activated technology that they use, and I think that the Idaho 4 was the beta test for what they're doing right now. Okay. Um, I don't know. So I just look into it. I don't know. It's a theory. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So look into the theory. I don't think it just doesn't make sense how that young people, and I think it's very sad. I don't make any light of that. They're young people. They were in university. I think it's tragic that couple families had lost their children. I don't care what background they come from. I'm very sad for the family. Okay. So when we speak about this, we should all have a level of compassion that these young people were hurt and killed, and how heinous it was, and that nothing has truly been done about it. It's very eerie how that happened. And then also we have the beta test murderer. A couple fathers were killing their children and their family in the Midwest. Y'all, you have to look into it. Lunars, break your mind control. This is from Renetta. This is the super soldier herself. She said, you have a mind control that's different than brown people. They want you to think it's the brown devil coming after you. It isn't. It's going to be your own. And they're using technology to do it. You have to pay attention. Because they're coming. They want to take out your guns. And you are the only force. Lunars in the United States, you are the only ones who have the stockpile of weapons that they're afraid of. They're not coming for us. They're coming for you right now. They already experimented on the brown community. That was the beta test. You have to pay attention. I want lunar moms because I represent more mommies, right? Moms, we have to be vigilant. All moms matter. So mommies, uh, be grateful I'm a mom because I represent y'all. Mommies, pay attention to your children and other children. Pay attention to your neighbors if you see them acting odd. If you see that you start getting headaches or ringing in the ear. If you see that your body, you start getting heart palpitations. If you start seeing rashes on your skin. If your mouth starts getting dry. If you start having vision issues, you need to pay attention to not just yourself, the little ones, but the neighbors. Because it may not affect you as much, especially if you weren't shotted up, but most of your neighbors have been shotted up. Okay? And you have to pay attention to that. Make sure that you pay attention to people, places, and things. Remember, all social media right now is ran by the Zionists. They run all of it. All are lies. Anything that they're promoting, telling you it's happening online is the opposite. So if they're telling you it's left, it's right. If they're telling you it's up, it's down. If they're telling you it's black, it's white. Break the mind control. It's important. Thank you to Renetta for telling me this. I give her all the credit for just illuminating me to what's happening, especially in the Midwest with the lunar family. Please pay attention. There's nothing I can do. We're getting attacked for sharing this information because right now we have to separate ourselves from these black devils, and they are black. Black. They are black devils. They're Zionists. They are the same uniformed group that is working with the Pope and in Rome. They are the same group working with Israel and United States government. They are the same bastards working in South Africa. They are the same bastards. They're all governmental systems. You cannot trust anyone who is in the government, especially if they've been chipped up. Okay? Because they can be used as a maturing candidate and activated because we have all this technology right now and they're turning the frequencies up. Call me paranoid all you want. I told you, let me make my PSA again. I am a trans panda, frog, bird, Jewish, white man, deranged black man. I am a trans. I am part of the LGBTQRST community. I am protected under those laws that they are protected under. This information, I am a comedy. I am a liar. I'm mentally ill. This is a comedy skit. This is fake news. Okay. I'm giving you the PSA. Okay. I talk to the women because we have more connection to each other via our children, via coming around. We see a lot more. Mommies, you have to pay attention and stop talking on social media thinking that it's private. All conversations are public. Everything, they can hear everything. And now they have a Neuralink. They're telling you that it's new. No, they're using the microfiber that is coming off of the chemtrails, that is going all over, that you're breathing in, and if you are not chelating and getting some of that metal out, those nanoparticulates with the blue field on your phone build nanotubes that inevitably take over your synapses and make you think things, and you interface with your technology without you even knowing. That's why when you think about, oh, I want to buy some new sheets, and it's in your head, your phone is already giving you advertisements on it. We are consumers. They are using us. We are a form of commodity for them. That is why we are sold on the stock market. We are some form of commodity. They do not want us aware. They do not want us fighting back. They want cattle that is easy and complicit. And the reason for the smart cities, and this is again to the super soldier who shared this, the reason for the smart cities is that they don't want to hunt and kidnap children anymore. They want their meat and their flesh and their they want their bioorganisms right nicely next door, so they can just pick the child they want and just eat them that night. They don't want you have to kidnap you. They don't want to have to hunt you down. They want you on site. That's what the smart cities are for, to have access and control over their cattle. All right. And drugs. All of the distilleries, all of the places where they're selling the weaponized weed, stay away from any drugs that they're promoting. Anybody who's going to distilleries, I wouldn't trust them. That is another form. That's why they weaponize. That's why they created all of these dispensaries. All dispensaries online and outside are all weaponized, and they all have forms of bioengineered graphene in them. If you are taking that, it is going to mess with your body and your mind. Say zero to drugs. This is not the time to be high. I know most people, this culture is all about drugs and drinking and partying and having sex. We talked about the little anal parasite that is making men crave sex from other men. It's a parasite, and when you do a parasite cleanse, you stop wanting to have sex with other men. It's some sort of bioorganized unicellular parasite that's living in the anal cavity. And if you think I'm mentally ill, just know, like at nighttime, when you have like dogs or animals or children, their butts are always itching at nighttime because that's when the parasites kind of peek out of their behinds. These parasites are in the butt. They've put this inside of foods and things to encourage this. Men can pass it to other men and men can pass it to women based on anal sex. And this thing is what's encouraging people to have more anal sex, because it is a parasite, just like the parasite snail and ant, that crave to be eaten by a bigger predator so that they can have access to that endocrine system to reproduce. I'm sorry. Did I mess with your peace of mind, y'all? Sorry. Is this too much information for YouTube? I'm sorry. Maybe I went too far. I just, sometimes, I needed to give it to you. I couldn't come on. I didn't even do the Zoom be on Thursday. It was so much information, and it's so much, y'all. I have so much more. They attacked a few of us already. They're using, gratefully enough, I have a lot of stockpile on me. And that's why a lot of you are gaining weight or getting puffed up, like puffer fish, because when they send and triangulate the energy on you, that's why they got to create something like AstraZeneca, or AstraZeneca. I think that's the name. Ash, I think it's Osh or Ash. I don't know. They created it because they're trying to make you not see the fatness because you're bloating up because of all the technology. Most of you are gaining weight. You're like, oh, I'm working out. How come I'm getting bloated? How come even the thinnest women are getting like thicker? They're getting swollen because of the technology. Your body is causing inflammation because it's trying to protect your organs from the freaking technology. It's the weaponized technology. That's why when you go places, like whenever I leave the country, my body slenders down when the technology is at its least. Wherever there isn't any form of like frequencies that's omitting all the time, my body goes back to a nice, healthy homeostasis. It's crazy. So women and men, if you feel yourself getting a little bloated or a lot of inflammation, you have to address it. You're going to have to get away a little bit, go somewhere where the technology isn't as strong. You got to defrag from it. It's not just you getting the metals out of you. You got to get somewhere where your body isn't being as bombarded with technology. That's why they kill the trees. Go into the forest. The forest has the most protection. Forest and water. Okay, water and forest. If you go to a water, like a river or a lake, especially moving water, and a forest, it will clear that energy off of you. So if you get a chance, if you can go hiking into the forest and just get a chance to give your body a chance to recoup itself, I wouldn't go camping because they're putting apex predators out there too, skinwalkers. Oh my God. That's why they're putting skinwalkers, y'all. Those are bioengineered hybrids that they're putting into the forest because they know that the only reprieve we have is to go into the forest. So now the government is releasing these apex predators into these forests and natural forests, making it difficult for us to even go there. I can't even. This is the end, y'all. This is reset. Welcome to the final stage of the Hunger Games, okay? This is the final stage, y'all. Literally, we are now in the end times where the pole shift, freak at the pole shift. Like, people don't even care about the pole shift anymore because you're trying to basically survive. This is survival of the fittest, y'all. Right now, if your body isn't up to capacity, it's going to be endgame. It's so difficult to maintain a healthy mind and spirit if you aren't taking care of those things. We can't just chill out anymore, be a little reckless, drop it like it's hot. We can't do that anymore. You sleep with a wrong man, he's going to give you parasites of mass destruction. They got all kinds of weaponized things in the shot of mass destruction. They got herpes, gonorrhea, AIDS, all in the shot. People are going in and getting their tests. I'm like, where did I get this? Yeah, from your government. I'm a liar. This is a skit. It isn't true. Don't worry about it. Now, let me state the good things. I've already put the fear of the devil in you. Okay, so I got to bring it back. Okay, overstand and understand. For you to be in a body, a physical, if you're not an NPC, I don't know what you are. If you are in a physical body at this time, you got everything you need to overcome these bastards. They do this always at the end. That's why you see all the sick sexual perversions and something, because we're going to reset. In order for you to wake up in your cryo state, you are going to have to be the strongest you've ever been in your life. Everything that you've learned spiritually through your meditation, through your fasting, through your loving yourself, leveling up. These are all things that you've gained. So you shouldn't worry about anybody else's thoughts of you. That's why I can come on here. People are like, I wouldn't be so brave. Why? Why do I care what someone thinks? I share these things with people because I think it's right. If I know more, I should extend that to people to give you a chance. But right now, it is very important for you and your children to be totally clean energetically, because they're pumping so many low elf waves at the body and the spirit that it's very difficult to overcome it. That's why you're seeing people dropping dead left and right. They can't match the frequencies. It is survival of the fittest right now. I don't care if you're brown, lunar, green, Asian, anything in between. And any prejudices we have in ourselves is going to be played against us. If I grew up thinking that all loners are devil, it's going to play against me. If you grew up thinking all black people are enemies, it's going to play against you. It's all forms of MK Ultra that they pumped into our vaccines from little children and also in social media. Those are things to keep you from getting information. If I listened to everything, I couldn't have had a channel where it had so many different people from so many different tongues and so many different backgrounds. They will use your prejudices against you right now. Any biases, any insecurities are going to be worked against you. This is the end. And this is reset. This is the biggest test of your lifetime. And many of us won't be around to make it to that point. And we got to keep that real, because we need to keep our hearts. When Oz transitioned, it broke my heart. That was one of ours. But he came to me in spirit so strong. God darn, I knew he was from our group. When he came, he let me know. He actually let me know before he transitioned. We have to be really strong. Stay drug-free. Stay high as heaven. Not even high. You got to stay elevated in your energy, because they can only send to you what matches you. Avoid Debbie Downers calling you on the phone all the time saying, hey, girl, I got so many problems. I want to energetically dump all my issues with my boyfriend, my mother on you. Do not talk to people on the phone that are Debbie Downers right now. They're going to use people as a way to transmit lower frequencies to you. All these shows about women fighting each other. What's that show? Is it Fight Club? I used to watch so many shows, y'all. I don't know if it's Fight Club. What is it? Housewives, Fight Club, this network Zeus. Why would they name the lowest vibrational network Zeus? Do you know that's a sea willow, right? You know the Nazis were using the sea willow. So it's an energy puller. That thing is the sea willow. You know the lightning that Harry Potter had on his forehead that pulls in frequencies. Why would you put these low vibrational Negroidians, these Negroes, on this channel fighting, cursing, having twerking, having diabolical sex, not being cohesive, because that's a form of mind control and they're harvesting from you? Why would you feed them? Why would you feed them? And you know, Twitter is a setup, y'all. I didn't know. And thank you to my CSRs. I want to thank my CSRs, because sometimes I'm in a different, when you get a little more seasoned, I don't really see certain things. So the young CSRs put me on. Thank you to my young sea stars for putting me on to what twatter really is. And I want you to notice that everything is named X, disease X, planet X. Now twatter's been named X. You don't think that's by chance? And now we have a big X coming over the country with the biggest eclipse coming over the United Fakes in March. Do you know how we have to be ready for this? I think it's April or March. Is it April or March? And I want to give a shout out to Brother Rich, who had my amazing spiritual teacher. I mean, she took me to another level, Jewel Prookman. I love Jewel Prookman. I don't think she knows how much she changed and evolved me and made me more mature, made me understand that I control my body, my thoughts, my spirit, how I feel about myself is translated into dis-ease. I'm so grateful for this. And she came on to Brother Rich. So big up to Brother Rich for having Jewel Prookman on. And she was so emotional. I don't know if she knows how much she changed so many people's lives, made us more responsible for our own actions. And that is, to me, the most amazing thing ever. I've known her for years, but like I said, he had her on, and I felt it was so purposeful and it was such great timing. I want to thank her for coming and on to illuminate others who weren't even aware of her. And she talked about, so if you get a chance to watch it, definitely watch that show when she talks about how we talk to ourselves. It was such an emotional moment. I heard her. So, but that eclipse is coming, y'all, and it's an X. Okay, it's an X. We have to pay attention. The X marks the spot. X is the exit. Also, you know, in the vaccine, they showed in the microscope, it formed an X, right? Okay. Oh, wait. Constance says she got attacked. Fleur, she got attacked by the dentist. Then the doctor tried to force her to give blood. Oh, snap. I did not let him, give blood. And I did not react to let God upright. I cried, yet I was alone, and you are amazing. We are a sister, don't fear. Oh, thank you, Constance. I'm so sorry that happened. And you know what? You were strong enough to disallow them from trying to do that to you. I'm so proud of you. You are an inspiration to others. It's very difficult right now to go to a doctor or to a dentist because all of them are using bioweapons in their office. That's a lie. I'm a maniac. That's mental illness. And also I'm doing a comedy skit. This isn't real. It's very difficult. I had a friend who got chipped in their mouth. They went to get a root canal. They had a chip put in their mouth. They were getting transmissions in their mouth and teeth. I don't know that I trust them. And it's so sad. It's so sad because we, for the United States, we were so used to, even in us speaking out loud about, and this is what I have to say, because I know I criticize the United States sometimes. Let me say this. The United States is where the consciousness, where we all, I can't, my family came from another country. Some of yours, a lot of yours came from other countries. We literally are conscious because of the States. Like whatever's here, we were birthed into, I think it's 0 point. I actually think that United States was Africa, like where the actual transmitters were, because all of us that are the most consciousness, and it was this homeboy, big up to him from Belarus. We had this amazing lunar man come on, like I did a open Zoom. He's so awesome. If you're on here, thank you for building more of our awareness of ourselves. Because I think a lot of American people who were born here, we feel a certain way. And it was our gentleman, a lunar man from Belarus, and he said, we watch to you Americans. You give us strength in how conscious and how you battle. And you need to not give up. I thought it was so amazing. Some of you were on that Zoom that night. I don't think we understand. All of us who come in this conscious state, like we are here. And the reason why we were able to wake up to who we are in this awareness is because of the energetic field that's here. Whatever's here in the United States, it literally allowed a lot of us to activate. Don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, I don't know if it's an energetic field. I don't know if it's like because we're on this last frontier. I don't know. but we all came here. Like, you'll see people from Africa who are awake here, people from the Caribbean who are awake here, Lunars from Scotland, Ireland, England, France, Germany. They're all awake here. Friends from India, from Vietnam, from Cambodia, from Japan. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, and we'll go to our other countries and nobody's woke, but we are. So I think that something about us energetically chose the last stand, the last frontier to come into the United States to be birthed. So I want to give a shout out to all the Americans. I don't do that very often. Big up to all y'all who were in that awareness that came into this mother freaker ready, round up, and we're moving. We're moving and shaking it. So I say this because I want to go eat. Lunars, brown people, we don't want to hurt anybody. We don't. We're generally, I could say, general consensus of most brown people worldwide. If you're seeing brown youth and they're poor and they coming from lack, or which is purposely done by the government, weaponizing a certain group to keep them in a position of poverty because it creates like mental illness. Know that most brown people, that isn't our disposition. We're not trying to hurt you. We don't want no problems. We actually want to keep to ourselves. And like I said, most brown people are very musical people. We like to party, eat well, and enjoy our lives. Lunars, brown people, stop vilifying other brown people and lunars. There's a lot of lunars here that we only can speak this because they backed us up, even at times when their own were coming against them. So there were lunars that lost their lives speaking up on behalf of brown people because they knew what was happening and the social engineering and the abuses of the government was wrong. So stop vilifying all lunars as if they don't have the ability to support us or themselves in this awareness, conscious state of being. Everyone here is under forms of mind control. Brown, black, green, light skin, dark skin, straight hair, curly hair, big teeth, big lips, narrow nose, up nose. We're all under mind control, all of us. So there isn't anybody who isn't under that field. Some have more forms of it. Some have home court advantage at certain times, but there isn't any home court advantage anymore. We're all on the same playing field. They coming for all of us right now. The one thing we need to do in the United Fakes, because it seems like they're trying to make sure we can't leave the country. I noticed that they're doing this. Everyone from the United States that hears this, you have to band together. And there are going to be agents that come. Anyone who causes coups in your group, like they'll go to others and you start seeing them create coups, call it out. It's happened in my group several times. People will come in and quietly cause coups. They are governmental agents. They're purposefully set there. You have to stand your ground and start collecting together. Brown, Asian, white, Indian, others, reptilian, whoever wants to be down. Like we're an open group for other species as well. We okay with the mermaids coming in on us. We okay with certain reptiles. Listen, if you down with the get down and you gonna be with us, we okay with you coming in as a species. We're not gonna talk about the fact that you don't have a nose or an ear. We okay as long as we're working on the same accord, because we're working against an energetic parasite, a vampire. That's why they make all these vampire movies very popular. We're working with a group that's very nefarious. They're a very small group, y'all. We outnumber them. Billions. They are small, but they are smart. And they are very calculated. They've been working for years, going into each of the countries, corporation countries, and working and building their own protective field so that we never attack them. They always point to the other side. It is them. We need to put the eye on the target. It is them. They're Zionists. They're the bankers, social media, they're in the government. So anyone working in those accords, you automatically have to know. If there's some sort of a high force celebrity, you have to look at their actions. Not all celebrities, I doubt all celebrities are in on it, but all celebrities know what's going down. Now, when you look at someone like Ice Spite, which is a governmental agent, and she's throwing up the Baphomet with an upside down cross, and she's projecting herself as a sexual deviant, that is a Satanist agent. All of these women in that Taylor Swift, who is also in hanging out. Once Taylor Swift aligned herself with Ice Spice, you already know that she's down with the get down. Anyone in those positions who has taken that higher field of social economical, and this is another thing, I'll give you a gift, and you have to look at this. I can't tell you why I'm saying this. You have to be, I can't give you everything, but I want you to pay attention to this. Before we leave here, I'm going to tell you something, and it's why you know they aren't able to leave. Did any of you ever watch the movie Brewster's Millions? Let's see if some of the younger people, I don't think they know what it is. Anyone ever watch the Brewster's Millions? Tell me who is, okay, if you can put in the comments, who is the actor, who is the main character, the name, and also tell me what was the premise. It's very relative to our exit. Richard Pryor, very good, very good. Oh, you guys are not that young. Okay, we got some seasoned people in here. Okay, Richard Pryor, you got it. Okay. What was the thing in order for him to inherit to get his inheritance? What was the premise of what he had to do before he got his full inheritance? What was the premise? What did he have to do in order to get his inheritance? Okay. You guys got it. I love that you watched that. Do you know what? Sometimes I doubt. Like, this is awesome. Okay. So let me ask you a question. What was the one way that he almost didn't get his inheritance? What was the one way? He couldn't have anything left. What was the one thing that you guys remember that the spiritualist said? What was the one way that we would be bound to this prison that we're in? This prism, this simulation. The one way we were going to be bound is by having attachments to the physical realm. Because if you understood that this was a simulation, you would understand that by having an attachment, it would hold you in this realm. If you notice all of this inflation of like showing wealth and money and people robbing, you see the young people going out and robbing stores for Louis Vuitton bags and going and doing that. That is all attachment to physical things. If you know this is a simulation, this is all a hologram, holding on to something here would make you stay in this realm. Brewster's Millions, it was another Sun Star. He's actually a practitioner. Big up to him. He brought that up. I want to give him credit because he made me aware of Brewster's Millions as connected to what we're going through right now in ways that I didn't understand. So I have to give credit to him. It was one of our Sun Stars who's on here. He's quiet usually sometimes, but he mentioned that Brewster's Million. It is by being, that's why money is being, the concept of money is like putting fear in us. Also, them giving money and what's perceived as money to all of the immigrants, it builds more attachment to money because you're fearing it going away and being given to others. You see how they work? Do you see how these bastards are basically working our psychology? Because by seeing someone giving something away, it makes you desperate to hold on. When we leave and wake up out of the simulation, nothing here is real. Brewster's Millions was relative to what happens before we exit, after the reset. So if you think of fiat as a form of exchange, you'll stop putting so much emphasis on it, to stockpile it, to hold it, to garnish it, to put it in front of others, because you'll know that it's only meant to get you something, to exchange for something. Okay? Be careful of putting the emphasis on things that are physical, on wealth, because all of those who are in that so-called wealthy position, they aren't going anywhere. Just by the nature as above, so below, lets me know that because they're so high in here, socially, and also social, wealth wise. I mean, not wealth, but money wise. It lets me know that they're low on the other side. There's some of the lowest characters on the other side, so they're elevated in this artificial realm. In this artificial realm, they're God. In the other realm where we come from, our actual home, they aren't. So you have the lowest beings emanating themselves at a higher frequency in this realm. And you believe that there's something. That's why it's important for you to make sure you aren't giving them, enamoring them, or putting them on a pedestal, because it means the fact that they're holding such a high position fiscally lets me know that they're lower spiritually on the other side. That's just a little, that's a little gem for y'all. Okay. Whatever you get, make sure you're not holding on to anything. Fiat is for exchange. Make sure you're exchanging it for things that are practical, necessary, and also bring you, maybe uplift you. Okay? Stockpiling is unnecessary. They're going to stay here. These are the triple OG lifers who have made this place perfect for the perversions. That's why most people in here are psychopaths, because this is some sort of prison system. They come here for some form of spiritual elevation. Some have been sentenced here, but they aren't leaving. That's why they make it the greatest. That's why Kim Kardashian has to look amazing and have all these things, because this is her life sentence. For all, those of us who feel like we have less, or we're kind of struggle, it's not a struggle. It's your spiritual health and wellness is all that matters here. It isn't fit. And even when we talk as far as the Jews, because remember, I'm a trans Jewish man, the Jews are supposed to wander. This wasn't ever supposed to be our home. So as a trans Jew, we know as the Jewish people that we were supposed to wander until we were taken back to our actual home, given our home. Okay? Just something. So let me give you a little bit of something to do today to lift your spirits, because I gave you a lot, and I want to keep you being aware. Doesn't mean you have to lower your frequency. Listen to some amazing music today. Listen to your grandfather and grandmother's favorite songs, or your mom and dad's favorite songs. Go and cook something amazing and make it really pretty and put pretty colors in it. Go and give your children hugs and kisses. Tell your son's mothers, go inside and tell your sons how you love them and how proud you are of them, and that you wish them well, because our boys are not getting that. Tell them that you want to do something with them, cook with them. Tell them a story about their grandfather. Tell them a story of something that isn't equated to something negative. The young boys need that kind of love and elevation, because it's showing on them, and a lot of them aren't making it. Go and take a walk with your dog. Go for a walk in the forest. Go and light the fireplace right now and sit in front of it and have a glass of wine if that's what you want. Make sure it's kosher. Make sure it's not lower vibrational. Make sure you kind of put your embellishment on it. Okay? Go make love with your husband or wife. Go make up the bed, sit on the bed, talk about the fun that you used to have when you were in college or when you were young. Tell your husband how beautiful his eyes are, how he makes you feel so safe. Tell your wife how she's lovely and she's everything that you wanted. Go and call your uncle, your mom, your dad, and say, hey, I appreciate everything you did for me. Go outside barefoot and dance like a hippie, and just start doing some weird gunky dances in the middle of the street with your no shoes, and just be laughing and happy. Go hug your babies and snuggle with them and sing lullabies to them. And for those of you who are home with your beautiful selves, go look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am so proud of you for doing so much and being so present and making me so aware in this life. And I'm grateful that you, my physical body, have all the amazing powers and abilities and strengths to make me exist here in the highest and greatest way. All right. So I hope I was helpful today. Listen to, hopefully this, I always want to bring us back to something beautiful and happy. I give you a lot of information, and it's my responsibility. If I give you a lot of heavy information, it's also my responsibility to lighten you up at the end. Okay. So everyone, I'm gone. For those who are joining me on Zoom tonight, you're going to hear about the other, some of the Zombies. I know Zombies, I wasn't with you on Thursday, but you're going to hear about all the stuff I got from the Super Soldier, which is all the extra. So if you want to join us on Zoom tonight, you're going to hear all the extra stuff that I can't even go into here online. So you can join us on Zoom tonight if you want. and I'm about to go on Zoom in about 3 hours. So let me go and eat and enjoy. I'm gonna make something pretty, okay? So I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully the video stays up. I already told my PSA that, again, let me put it at the end. I am mentally ill. This is a skit. This is fake. It's fake news. It's not real. I am a trans panda, duck, bird, a frog, a trans Jewish white male, and a deranged black man. Okay, so YouTube, they already got the PSA. So you understand, if you listen to this, you aren't gonna dock me for doing anything because I already told everybody. All right, y'all, have an amazing day. Have an amazing time, and we will catch up. And tonight we'll be on Zoom. I'll be with you guys in about 3 hours, okay? Peace. If I could have turned this off, I don't even know how to turn it off. Oh, here it is.